Hello and welcome back to this video tutorial. In last video tutorial, we have learned the if statement with if and else statement. So now in this video, we are going to learn a for loop. So now we are going to learn a for loop with a debugging option so that it would be more clear that how for loops will run. So let's begin with our program. Now these three for loops which we have discussed in a last lecture. These are for loops we are going to use when we are having some repetitive task. Let's suppose I want to print my name or print any message number of times. So let's start with the for loop. First loop, so the syntax for the for loop is a for. In this curly braces we are having a three part. First one is initialization and the second one is condition and the last one is steps. So now initialization, so we need a for loop variable. So here I'm going to write int any variable name, let's suppose x. For now I'm going to initialize this variable. This variable is going to control our loop. X equals to give some value to this variable equals to 0. So now here I'm going to put some condition. X is less than equal to, let's suppose 3. Now I want to now give a step increment or decrement to the x. So my range will start with a 0 and it is going to terminate at a 3. So it means I am going to increment the x from 0 until 3. So here I'm going to write x equals to x plus 1. So this is step 1. First time it's x is 1, then 2, then 3, and then it's going to terminate. So just like we did made a block for the if statement, similarly we have to make a block for the for loop. Remember, whenever we are making a block for something, we are not putting a semicolon over here. If I'm going to put a semicolon over here, so then this will not include this thing in the loop. So my loop will only pass the control to the 9 again and again, line number 9. It will never include whatever I'm going to put in this side block. So to make this for loop run with the block, I have to avoid the semicolon. So here let's give some statement. Let's say hello. So now here it's going to print a hello on a same line. Let's execute this program and you can see this hello 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 is printed 1 2 3 4 times. Why it's 4? Because I start from the 0 and end with the 3. 0 1 2 3, so total 4 times. So now I want my this hello to be on the next line. So here I'm going to use and L. So and L will create a new line. Hello, hello, hello. Or there is a one more another alternative. You can put a backslash n over here, and I'm going to comment this. The both will the both would work. Same logic. Now let's see that how this is going to be executed. So for that I'm going to do a debug my program. So here is a compile, here is a run, compile and run combined, and here rebuild. Here I'm having a tick. So if I'm going to hover my mouse over here, so that is a debug option. So I'm going to debug my web program. So here it says some error. So to make my compiler in debugging mode, I should navigate to tools, compiler option, and here rather than the release I have to select the debug option, and here in the general tab add the following commands when called the compiler. Here I have to put hyphen G, and then I have to press OK. So now whenever I'm going to debug my program, I have to set a breakpoint first. So I just hover on any of the line where I want to interrupt my program. So let's suppose I want to see whatever is going after this control, line number 9. So now here you can add the watch. You can watch the values at a runtime. So here I'm going to add a watch for X. Okay. So now you can see here is a debugging option. Now here my watch is X. So here I'm going to debug my program, and now you can observe, okay, debug, it's not going to stop, maybe something happened. Final result, error being, so there is some error, no symbol X in a current context. So here is some error. Let's see that what that error is. So let's compile and run this first. So now let's debug this. So now, yes, it's working now. So now I'm having these options enabled over here. So you can do F7. So there's a shortcut for the next line. So I'm going to press this. Now you can see the value of X is 0. Next line. So now after that the value of X is 1. Here you can observe the output also. For X is equal to 0, it has printed hello. So now X is 1. So now, okay, let me align the windows. Okay, so now for X is equal to 1, if I'm going to press this next line, so this is for the X1. So similarly, now the X value of X is equal to 2. Next line, hello. Now you can observe that whenever you're executing a for loop, this is the entry point, initialization. This is just to initialize your variable. And after that, to enter in this block, it's going to check the condition. So this is only the first path, very first entrance. After the execution of this block one time, your entry would be on a step side, right side. So now it's going to increment the X over here. You can observe now X is 3. This is because of this step increment. And now whenever you're incrementing this, after that it's going to check the condition, and on the basis of that condition, either this block is going to run or going to be skipped. So now X is 3 just because of this, and now 3 is less than or equal to 3, that is 2. That's why my control is transferred to the line number 11. So now it's going to print this thing once again. Okay, so now everything is done. Now you can see that this whole portion is highlighted. It means now this is incremented to the 4. The current value of X is 4. 4 is less than or equal to 3. That is false. So now that's why it skipped all the block, because that is false. So that was all about the for loop and debugging. In the next video lecture, we are going to cover the while loop. Thanks and stay tuned.